Good evening and welcome to Updates with Precious. Here we bring on an update of things that happen for inside Nigeria. And as usual, I don't land on the mot again like Land Rover to bring on an update of matter them where they happen for inside our country. And matter plenty where they happen. Because as I talk to you right now, it be like say there's about to be a war of the titans or however you go look at them. Because as it is shell, it the hot war for inside the political scene right now. As the ADC don't accuse the federal government, the president, or the government administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of taking them to court over the coalition to make sure say they remove David Mark and Aregbesola and the rest of them as the people waiting in charge of ADC. Even though say the federal government say they not get hand inside, people say it looks like the sound of Jacob have been at the voice of Jacob and the hand of Esau have been at the other way around. Exactly. So we're going to look at that and other issues because there are lots of cans of worm that will also reveal. And my guest on the show today will give us inside story on waiting they happen for inside the coalition. Sit tight, tighten your seatbelt because we're about to take you on a roller coaster ride inside Nigerian politics. My name is Precious Inye. Welcome to the show. Oh yeah, sharply make I give one of the headlines. 97 lawyers line up to defend ADC, Mark Aregbesola, against APC's fake lawsuit. That one shock you because people come they say, which one be this fake lawsuit again? Not be me right up. So for those of you who may be thinking, oh, Precious has come again with this headline, so that's what she did bring headline. Oh, I go show you evidence. Say, not be me write the headline exactly the way it be say papers then use reporter. Now so I carry. I don't tell on that before. Say here, I they always give on evidence because they matter them way see me they carry, not be me they carry them at all at all. Now the way it did for the news, now I they bring and come on at the mouth directly. Now here you go. You have it here. I didn't say this myself. Here you see it. See ya. See the evidence in full ground. 97 lawmakers lined up to defend ADC Mark Aregbesola against APC's fake lawsuit. Fake lawsuit. I didn't write that. Let's go on to other issues very quickly. 2027, opposition coalition adopts ADC in Gombe. Is that a problem? Opposition coalition adopts ADC in Gombe. And then moving on to other issues very quickly. Still on the coalition. 2027, two ex-PDP governorship candidates join ADC in Ondo State, right? And then moving on to other issues very quickly. Moving on still on the ADC. 2027, ADC won't hand over structures to Atiku, Obi, Amechi, and others. This is according to Lukman. And in case you don't wonder who Lukman be, Lukman are the former vice chairman of APC for Northwest, now in the ADC. And talking about other issues where fit surprise you. You remember, say the coalition be supposed to get their launch or unveiling for a particular hotel for inside Abuja. When less than 24 hours, they give them notice. Say, no, we don't want you again to come and use here because of unforeseen circumstances. Okay, remember. Now, ADC don't they seek 100 million naira in damages from that hotel. Wells Carlton over last minute cancellation of coalition launch. Interesting, okay? But could go on. Now, Premeta Yodele is on it again. He's seeing vision, he's dreaming dreams. This time around, there are a lot of buzz goes. Coalition. Peter Obi, Amechi will fight over presidential ticket. Peter Obi, Amechi will fight over presidential ticket. Donald Trump perhaps don't want Tinubu to go out. And what's going to happen again? Plenty juicy stories they will go talk about this perimeter, your daily prophecy. We'll go talk about them. Now, presidency don't also talk about the coalition. They don't respond to it. They say, oh, haters are just trying to overthrow Tinubu. Now, so presidency talk. Oh, your coalition. They saw that be haters, including you Nigerians that want the coalition. You're all haters. You want to just overthrow Tinubu. You not let him continue his good work. And then the Southeast don't already talk on the coalition. As it gets to do with 2027, Southeast young professionals don't urge Igbo youths and Igbo people to ignore coalition and make them support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It shock you? Make it they shock you. Okay, moving on to other issues now. Proper. Senate don't deny ignoring concurrent bills from House of Reps. As Senate House of Rep, people like say they get fracas over Bamidele Akpabio defense Senate amid row over neglect of reps bills. Okay, still on matter we get to do with governance. Wike won't be launch back won't be launch pad for Kingibe's dying political career. AIDS fires back at Kingibe. You know, see, Ireti Kingibe get in an interview where he be say he talk a lot of this. So he be like say this Wike aid is sharpening him out, specifically to the answer people very rudely. Anybody will be Wike political opponent we talk in work now today very rude to fire the person back. Well, you may say he's doing his job. Job well done. All right. We could move on to other issues very quickly. And then federal government done set admission age into university or tertiary institutions at 16. So I guess we don't put that matter to rest right now. So now 16 years old, your pikin never reach. Make you try day for house, they wait until you reach 16 years old. All right. Moving on. Very quickly. 4 billion payments to Judith Amechi claims made out of ignorance. Rivers APC women tell Wiki. So you see that thing when you talk about Judith Amechi wife, and out of ignorance you talk and you don't understand. Court reserves ruling on Yahayabelo's application for overseas medical treatment to July 2017. And then there's an interesting story all Igbo people should look forward to hear. Oh, now governor of Anambra State, Chukwu Masoludo, prof himself, he don't come talk, say 99.9% of the criminals, of the kidnappers, of the mago where they happen for inside Southeast, the whole of the Southeast, say na Igbo youth they cause them. Say it no get hand to do with anything. So don't try and call Fulani headsmen. Don't try and call unknown gunmen. Don't call anybody. Say 99.9% of these na Igbo youths they cause them. My people, I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to open your eyes on what's happening in the country. All right, let's jump into it. Straight ahead, straight ahead, straight ahead. Now, joining me in the studio now, of course, Benjamin. Benjamin, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so Benjamin, the last time I checked, you were supposed to be a Labour Party member and a staunch Labour Party chieftain. But right now, I don't know whether you still did the Labour Party or you did ADC, because I know some faction of Labour Party they with Obi along for the coalition, along to join the coalition, and then some of on Arabambi and Aburi parts when I know this. So whose side are you right now before we start the coalition conversation?
If you can remember vividly,
Mm.
6 months ago, I tendered my resignation letter as a member of
Oh,
Labour.
okay. So you not be member of Labour Party again right now.
No, no,
All
I
right,
tendered
let's
my
shoot.
resignation.
Oh, okay, great. So let's shoot right away. So let me start with this conversation about what's going on in the coalition right now. I'll
And I
start
want
with
to,
this news.
I
Okay, go
want to
ahead.
make one thing very clear to you. Hmm?
Okay.
As it stands today in Nigerian political system, nobody has a party.
No. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC get party. Oh.
Let me tell you, everybody, I tell you with facts and figures.
Eh.
Everybody you see in PDP today are coalition members.
Ah
Some
ah.
of APC card carrier member are coalition members. Some of the APGA members are coalition members. And I give you an instance, for instance. You know, when this party was unveiled, I went on ground to start my grassroots mobilization. Do you know what the people told me? The common man in the street, do you know what they told me? They said, we are just there because we receive salary. We know where we are going to. We are not happy. So go on with your question.
Okay, I've not started the question. Before we get into the question, let me read out.
Mhm,
I'll take my conversations as reflected in the dailies. So, beginning with this conversation about around the lawsuits right now that or the legal embattlement, entanglement, where they
mhm,
go on for inside the ADC. So, the
mhm,
African Democratic Congress were here. They have assembled a team of 97 lawyers to challenge what
mhm,
it describes as the All Progressives Congress APC fake lawsuit against its interim leadership, including former
mhm,
Senate President David Mark and former Minister Rauf Aregbesola. Now, the
mhm,
legal team led by Barrister Mohammed Sheriff made this known in Abuja Tuesday, accusing the ruling All Progressives Congress APC of filing a suit using the names of individuals who are not members of the ADC. Now, I don't know how I'll describe this, but I'm coming. Let me read further. Now, the development follows stakeholders meeting in Abuja between Senator David Mark, who is now the ADC's interim national chairman, and the
mhm,
party's Kogi State chapter. At
mhm,
the meeting, Mark assured Nigerians that under his leadership, the ADC would operate with total transparency and will not favor any presidential aspirant. I
mhm,
don't own this party more than any other member of us. Now, the
mhm,
accusation on APC, the ADC challenged or alleged that the APC had fabricated names in its lawsuits against party's interim leadership. According to the ADC, investigation showed that the supposed plaintiffs, that is the people who are taking the matter to court in the suit, were not registered members of the party in either Kogi or Nasarawa State. Yesterday, issue came up that we heard that some aggrieved North Central members of the ADC has taken the matter to court, that how can Rauf Aregbesola go ahead and hand over the structure of the party to David Mark and co without consulting them. So for that they are going to court. So ADC is saying that these people are not even members of the party as it stands. Now, quoting further, it says it smacks of desperation that a party entrusted with leading 200 million Nigerians would engage in such dishonesty. That's what the party talk, David Mark. Mark used the occasion to call for national unity and encourage Nigerians to support the ADC's vision of reformed and people-centered democracy. Let us work together for this. Now, before you continue, I would like to play an excerpt of what Ireti Kingibe said in an interview she just had. Just a little bit of an excerpt. We'll get more to her conversation, into her conversation. But let's just take this part of excerpt because she addressed this issue that's got to do with the coalition in that excerpt, where she said that you guys did your due diligence before moving to the ADC. And then make you can address this matter in a way on the gates. Let's take a listen to Ireti.
Everybody is free to say anything. No. I can tell you for a fact that nobody that was in ADC before holds any leadership position in ADC now. Case closed.
You're saying all the National Working Committee members of the ADC have walked away.
Exactly.
And handed the party to new entrants. You don't think there's going to be a legal consequence for that?
What legal consequence can there be if I tell you?
There are procedures for...
The procedure follows... No, the procedure follows their constitution. Go and look at their constitution. It does not allow for midterm conventions, but it allows if anybody resigns for an interim person to be put. So, I promise you, we cannot put senators, House of Rep members, lawyers and everybody, and we've been working at this for months and nobody has checked the constitution and the legalities. That's not even the issue. I just want Nigeria to improve. So many things need to change. We need to, for instance, governance is top heavy. Extremely. 48 ministers are too many. More and more agencies when there should be less. The constitutional review has come up now to discuss whether we want 41 new states. Come on. For a country that we're impoverished. It's one thing for me to tell my children in this house, we're not going to turn on air conditioners because we are saving money. If I do not turn on the air conditioners, my children will respect it. But I cannot turn on the big air conditioner and sit in it and then tell them. So at the end of the day, let me tell you certain things that will improve the country. One, if, say, the president has the right to give executive orders, all government procurement of vehicles must be assembled in Nigeria. Do you know what that would do to our auto industry? In terms of ministries, all the MDAs, National Assembly, everybody. And we will slowly improve. I come from a generation when I have seen our leaders, presidents down, did not ride anything but made in Nigeria cars. There was a time Babangida would only ride a Porsche, and that meant every official car was a Porsche or a Volkswagen. And the people accepted it. Now, when he tells us, do not import, if the Porsche is working fine, why would you think I want to go through the stress? There was a time we did not import vegetable oil. I have eaten badly processed vegetable oil till it got to be perfect. Tin tomatoes, so many things. Now, Chinese people are importing egusi. So, certain hard decisions have to be taken. Yes, he's taken removing the self-subsidy. But removing the self-subsidy, certain other things need to be put in place. The savings, they go to the refineries. You have to be firm. You have to hold people accountable. If I give you money to fix the refineries and you don't, what have I done to you? Am I making sense? If I tell my son, do not tell a lie, okay? And he does and I beat him. Instantly, I have given his sister a deterrent. She knows if she tells a lie, I'll beat her. Part of the problem we have in Nigeria, there's no consequence for anything. Not for good, not for bad. There are lots of young people who don't even know the difference between right or wrong. I was complaining about, oh, I need to fill out a form again. The person who filled it out originally is not here.
I am going to tell you that story. I'm going to complete that story because she said something that is really very um, interesting. It's shocking, but then it's a sad reality. So now, based on waiting Ireti Kingibe talk now, don't forget my region, I'm going to speak every time. Based on waiting Ireti Kingibe talk right now, on say on the people then will form the coalition, go through their constitution, make sure say everything's supposed to be in place, study the constitution of the coalition party, that is the ADC, before adopting it. And then with this case that has been filed now, that people are saying it is actually the federal government that filed it, using those people from Nasarawa and Benue State as a disguise. I'd like to take your reaction. What do you think is the fate of the coalition?
Now, I have a question for you.
No, 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 no. Don't be
No,
a
no, no,
Nigerian.
no, no, no. And I want you to
answer question.
I want you to answer the question.
Go ahead.
If I own a company now and I'm a CEO of a company, and somebody comes and say, I don't think I have the strength to pilot this company, please, can this company still answer my name, but I will give it to you willingly. I never coerced the person. And the person gave me, the CEO and all the executive authority in data gave me all the go-ahead, what I need to do, both the paperwork, and if I do it and I did it correctly, and they handed the company over to another administration, what is wrong with it?
But remember, say the people when they talk, say they not consult them before they do that. Like Kachiku, do maybe Kachiku your brother, by the way. He's your brother. Do maybe Kachiku.
I want to ask you.
Flag bearer of the party.
I have a question to ask you now. Do maybe Kachiku,
Oh.
you have a Google. Go and Google him. Where has he worked? These are political jobbers.
Do maybe he's a jobber?
So
He's a businessman.
Let's not go into that, please. Let us not go into that.
So go straight on. Speak to us about the coalition. What is the current fate
and who signed the ticket for him to go into the party, as to flag the flag of the, who handed the flag of the party to Dumebi?
Who handed it over?
Is it not the national chairman?
So that's what he's saying.
So what gives Dumebi the right that he feel that he needs to be, he's looking for money, he should go and align with Tinubu to get whatever money he wants to? Where has Dumebi worked? What is his resume? We want to know his resume.
All right, so let's go straight.
You see, a time has come why this was what Abure and these people, because you know what? You have a government who support fraudulent, who support disorganization of anything.
I don't understand. Are you accusing the federal government of being responsible for what's going on in all the parties?
Exactly. What do you want to do? That is just a simple truth.
But what is wrong with that? It's politics. So why don't you also play your own politics and stay in unity?
Let me tell you. You know, 3 days ago, there was some madness that happened in Channels Television. Even me, who is a common man, cannot come out to react the way a former governor of a state who have reacted in Channels Television. Even me, who is a common man.
We're coming to that, but I want you to address the coalition issue.
No, I'm going to tell you, because these are the job the federal government have like empowered them, that no, you can squander the money, nobody will ask you, but just disarrange, destroy everything that will bring good governance to Nigeria. And that is the job they are doing. Do you want anybody to tell you that? So in ADC now, Dumebi should come out and say what has been his role in ADC. You know, people want to make use of opportunity. He's looking for relevancy.
So let's leave
No, you brought him up, so I'm giving it back to him.
So let's leave Dumebi Kachiku aside. How about the other
Okay.
people from North Central that we don't carry on a good court? Oh, I forget in a
See,
pidgin that's supposed to speak. How about those
see,
people?
see, let me tell you, these are
Hmm.
very stage managed. But let me tell you, I want to assure you one thing. You know why? You know why I want to assure you this?
Why?
This discussion never started today. All these things, the ADC know that they are going to come up. And let me
Hmm.
tell you, it's not the case of Fubara and Wike. No, whereby people go and write judgment. No, it's more than that. And let me tell you, see this ADC you are
You're
seeing.
not going to throw bomb anyhow. You'd accuse, say that they write judgments in favor of people. Now, what you'd accuse?
see,
Now, you they
this
talk more. And do you have
this
evidence to that?
I'm just giving you an example. Let me tell
Hmm.
you. I'm just
Okay.
giving you an example, an
All right.
illustration. Let me tell
Okay.
you. So if they feel that this is something they can coerce a judge, and it's not going to be like that. There are so many things in this ADC that is beyond you that you don't know. Don't look at
Yeah.
what you see on the news. There is a solid foundation beyond that, which I will not tell you. And I think that at this stage, that is what we need.
Hmm. So you
Let
are
me tell
saying that
you,
ADC has come to stay?
it has come to stay. And let me tell you,
Mhm.
the person they are trying to take over power from is somebody who can do anything to stay in power. So when you want to fight with a madman, what do?
Hmm.
So this ADC is not a dance that you just dance when you're having snuff in your hand. No. And as the day goes, the whole thing will be unfolding. Going to court is not a problem, but I'm going to tell you that it's not going to be a one-man judgment. You see, people try to misinterpret some certain things. This it's not a joke, because we know who we are dealing with. And let me tell you, we are dealing with Yeson Wike, who can do everything. We are dealing with Tinubu, who can do everything to stay in power. Everybody, ADC is not Fubara and Wike. No,
Okay,
ADC
so
is not Fubara and Wike.
now, let me quickly also remind you that
Mhm,
Aerofy been don't talk say the
mhm,
ADC they also go ahead to register another political party like the ADA as a
mhm,
backup in case anything happen for ADC. Is that
mhm.
correct? If that is correct, then could it not be also because they envisage that there may be a problem along the line and they will eventually move people to ADA?
Precious, with all due respect, this question I will not answer it, because this is a public space.
Why? This is
I
a
will
public
not.
conversation we're having now. We're having a public conversation.
That is why I said I will not answer this question.
Mhm. All right. Let's also look at also the internal issues where we will likely face for inside the ADC. Remember, say their interest. That's if Ahmed come and come talk. Say almost everybody for inside the party get interest. But before I get to that, make I tell you waiting primate at your daily talk. Just like you have said, I had read a couple of headlines. So far, I told you guys that coalition has adopted ADC in Gombe State. That is all the opposition coalition have adopted ADC in Gombe State. So all Gombe states now, where they oppose to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu are now for ADC. So that means there will be no longer PDP or Labour Party in Gombe State. And on those
Do
states,
you
you will
want me
hear
to
that
shock
two
you?
ex-PDP
Do you
governors.
want me to shock you?
Go ahead, please.
Even many
Go ahead.
governors in APC are sponsoring ADC. You want to know that?
Many
In
governors
APC are sponsoring
are sponsoring
both
ADC.
financial support and otherwise.
Is that not anti-party activity? Do you
What?
think they will not be expelled from the
And when
APC?
we are starting this conversation, I told you that as far as Nigeria is concerned, now nobody is into any political party. Which party do Wike belong to? Who?
He's AP
Okay,
PDP.
okay.
Abi, he's
Who? Okay,
PDAPC.
let me tell you. He feels some people have left PDP for him to destroy. Everybody there, they are there. Nobody is resigning. And they will be there and they will work for ADC.
But see now, Peter Obi now, we don't talk, say in go day for Labour Party, but say they do coalition. So then now they don't talk, say they don't suspend them. They go suspend them. So that they get a meeting to use suspend them because they are anti-party activity in the perform.
Okay.
It ain't good.
Okay. You don't suspend Wike from PDP. It's a question. Has Wike been suspended?
No, PDP and Labour Party is not the same
Okay.
thing. No. PDP they do their own. Labour Party they do their own. Labour Party they take the bull by the horn. If waiting PDP no fit do, then Labour Party
Those
they do
jobs
now
are the
to make sure say they suspend anybody way.
those job
Go ahead.
job are the job of political jobbers. These people who are suspending P2B, have you ever asked them their pedigree, what their curriculum vitae has, what they have done for themselves before coming into politics? So these are people. These are people that is looking for ways to survive. It's just like yesterday. It's just like yesterday. I listened to a very, with all due respect, a very resound lawyer, Daniel Bwala, but just because he was looking for stomach infrastructure, he came on Channels Television to disgrace himself. As it stands now, Daniel Bwala has no integrity.
What happened to his integrity?
Because why will you tell us A today and tomorrow you tell us that A is B? Can you reflect? So he feels he's doing what he has been paid to do, but you have children who are Nigerians, right? So as it stands now, these are people who they are looking for where to eat, including some of the ministers. They are looking for something to eat. They are not after Nigerians.
Okay. So let's get back down to the ADC so that we'll get to other issues. I know you're also itching into jumping in a few things on the River State conversation, right? So going still back to the ADC, one of the foremost promoters of the anti-Tinubu coalition ADC, Salihu Lukman, you know him, the former vice chairman.
Sorry, not anti-Tinubu. Nobody is after Tinubu. People are against. People are against the government. Who is heading the government? Nobody is after Tinubu. Nobody have personal hatred for Tinubu.
Okay.
People are saying that the people you are leading and what you are bringing to us, that you are taking us back. Let me tell you, I want to ask you a question. If they should pass forward to 2014 and 2025, which situation will you take to Precious? Will you not prefer 2014 to 2025? It's a simple question.
But you know that the
decisions that the president took at okay, let me take for instance that if I present 2014 Nigerian situation in 2014 and Nigerian
not put me for that kind of corner. Now me they ask the question, not me they ask the question. Make we go back to my conversation. Not be me, you go ask that question, Mr.
So
Ben.
why do you say people? Why do you say people are against Tinubu? People are against the situation.
I did not say. I'm reading from the newspaper.
Go on with your question.
All right. So at the Salihu Lukman, he has declared that the party will not hand over its structures to any of its leading lights who might be seeking for the party's tickets. That is to say that Atiku will not have structure of the party, P2B will not have structure of the party, Amechi, if he has an intention, will not have structure of the party, Erofai will not have structure of the party. That they intend to hold. He said, in fact, he said that the intention is to make sure everybody dig it. But he said, while a former minister, Rotimi Amechi, has declared his interest in flying for the party's, flags, the party's flag. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar also has interest. Peter Obi, of course, we also know have interest. So the man they talk, the Lukman says that all of these people join together, that are not leaving their structure for any of them. He said what we're telling everybody in the coalition is the structure of the party will not be handed over to aspiring candidates. We have to build the structure of the party in such a way that party is strong enough and can regulate the conduct of everybody, not just aspiring candidates, but even elected representatives when they win office and assume office. So this is like trying to put checks and balances, right? But then if they bring in that thing now, that method now, how do you think it will affect some of the supporters of these frontline candidates?
If the contest is fair And let me tell you, even we who have decided to start discussion with coalition, there have been a lot of paperwork, a lot of fundamental questions on the table before we agree to this. And the answer was that yes, it's going to be. Yes, it's going to be that way.
Yes, is what it's going to be.
Is that the contest is going to be free and fair. And let me tell
Oh
you,
wow.
and let me tell you,
Free and fair. Remember that you have more northerners, more northern
let me
votes.
tell you,
You think Obi is likely to win a northern vote?
let me tell
Or you think Anamechi will stand the chance to win
forget
northerners?
Pete, forget Amechi. There is something you want me to tell you, and I will not tell you that. Let me tell you, let me tell you.
I don't want you to tell me
Okay.
anything.
There has been,
We're having a
see,
conversation.
this discussion has been day and night. People have been consulted. And let me tell you, if you think that Nigerians are going to like sit down and fold their hand, why one bully will come and change a result overnight, it's not going to be that way this time. So when we get to that bridge, there are some things I cannot tell you. So, but we did not, nobody wake up one day and just say because coalition is on the internet and went and joined. There have been a series of discussion, a written document, an agreement. And what people are after is that who has the capacity, who has the ability to lead the country. That is what Nigerians are after.
Okay. All right. So let's get into other issues. So you're saying that okay, then let's get to the news. You know, the Bible says, I don't know if you're a Christian, that where there is no vision, my people
Mhm.
perish. But because there is vision, people will not perish. So Premeta Yodele, he has seen vision. He had warned that, and there is an imminent clash between two key members of the opposition coalition. In fact, he said former Minister for Transport, Chibike Rotimi Amechi, and former presidential candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, that they will clash over African Democratic
And
Coalition's presidential ticket.
let me tell you what you want to hear. Let me tell you what to hear.
I don't tell me what I want to hear. I'm telling you vision. I'm not the one who saw the
All
vision.
these,
And they tell you. And they
all these
come.
things you are seeing, don't think that there is plan B somewhere. So don't think that
Eh,
there is no plan B.
okay. So are you saying that Peter Obi and Amechi may not likely fight over the ADC ticket? Because Premeta Yodele is saying that Peter Obi and Amechi
You
will
see,
fight over the
please,
presidential ticket of
please, please,
ADC.
please, I beg you, don't ever bring Nigerian religion to this interview because they they contributed immensely to the crisis Nigerians
Oh.
are passing through today. Religion, you see,
Oh.
religion has destroyed our
Mm,
country. And let me tell you,
mm.
these politicians took advantage of religion to always have their way. So don't bring vision. These are political jobbers. They should go and work.
Hey. Okay, make I tell you other vision now. So Primitive Ayodele, while he was saying this, he disclosed that though the ADC coalition is divine, he said it is divine. That means God orchestrated it. It's awesome. That it could collapse due to the selfishness of politicians. He said the ADC coalition is divine, has the capacity to pull up something great in 2027, but politicians with selfish interest can collapse it. He says, I am seeing Peter Obi in my spirit
Mhm.
eyes and Rotimi Amechi having a public fallout due to the presidential ticket of the ADC before 2027. And then the prophets also disclosed that Obi and Amechi may pull out of the movement because of presidential ticket. That Obi or Amechi may leave ADC because they didn't get, or they would get, one of them would get the
Let
presidential
me tell
ticket.
you.
He said if Obi doesn't get the presidential ticket, he would pull out of the movement. And he says if Peter Obi doesn't get presidential ticket, he would pull out of the coalition. Like I said, the coalition is divine, but humans can jeopardize
Precious,
it. So do you believe
precious,
that Peter Obi will leave the
precious.
coalition if he
Let me
doesn't
tell
get the
you.
ticket?
Let me tell you. I want you to go and look at the people you call your pastors today and go and look at their biography. Some of these people are people who are looking for ways to survive and looking for relevancy in the society.
Okay.
See, let me tell you, there is one thing that you will know. If they say precious, people Google precious, they know what you do for a living. These people that sees this vision, what they God call you, God call you, God call you. I want to tell you something precious. I want them to make it as a law in Nigeria that they should stop giving offering and stop giving tithe. I will tell you, all the churches in Nigeria will shut down.
Oh yeah, let's leave religion.
All the
Let's face the
churches in
politics we carry
Nigerians
us
will
come here.
shut down.
Oh yeah, make we leave religion, face the politics we carry us come. Eh? Okay. So going back to the politics we bring us, the presidency don't answer on that because this is one that they do for coalition no good. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in special advisor on strategy by Ononoga, today Tuesday, today only say haters of Nigeria progress. Now haters of Nigeria progress have teamed up to overthrow the president. Overthrow. Now, Ononoga overthrow. Is it not for election? Overthrow, not be when you no go let the person turn of finish, you take over.
See,
So taking over in
see,
2027 is not
precious,
overthrow. Sorry, I'm just
precious.
thinking about it. Sorry, let
Let
me
me
finish.
tell you. Let me tell you. You see, Bayo Ononuga. You see all Tinubu's scam. Wike, for instance, Wike has never believed in election. Wike, Bayo Ononuga, and all those, they never believed in election. But they believe that I am telling you, if Tinubu let him go and bring Wike as an INEC chairman, he's not going to have his way in 2027, unless if that agreement did not hold. And I'm telling you
Okay,
this.
unless the coalition did not hold.
I am telling you this.
Okay, all right. So
If you
moving
like,
further
let
with
him go
what you're
and bring
saying.
Wike. But let me tell you, there is something, because let me tell you, when Wike came on Channels Television and say all kind of things he said about, I wrote to Amechi and I told him, I said, coming to answer this madman is like very dehumanizing.
But I mentioned him too.
You get what I'm saying? It's the
So let's
wait,
face finish ADC. We're coming to
wait,
that. I know you have a
wait,
lot to say.
wait,
We're coming
wait.
to that.
But
We're coming to
wait,
that, Mr.
wait.
Benjamin. Mr. Benjamin, I should be I'm the one anchoring the
But
show.
let me tell
Let's
you,
finish on the coalition.
but Wike, whatever that he's giving, I'm sure he told you people that Obi did not conduct um, local government election. The videos are there. Everybody, every Nigerian can. But do you know what? Do
All
you
right.
know what
So,
is giving him mind? Let me tell you. You know how Wike rigs election? He doesn't believe in pulling units. And that is why he puts all his boys in every local government. And they go to collation center to write whatever they are writing, to bully people. This time, Oga, my sister, I'm telling you, it's not going to work. You see that tactics, that method for him is not going to work.
all right. So going back to the coalition
If you
conversation very
like,
quickly, I think you that
he should go and squeeze Fubara and push him into the room and tell him to remit everything to his. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. There are so many things in this coalition
okay.
that is bigger than what you can see.
All right. So speaking factually now, Bayo Ononuga is stating that the president's reform is beginning to reshape the country. He recalled a warning by Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido II, in 2022 that Tinubu's reforms won't be easy. So he's saying that it is beginning to shape. Do you believe that the president's reforms are working and is beginning to take shape and reshape Nigeria, and Nigerians are, getting better for
Let
it?
me tell you, with all due respect, we have somebody we have our pilot, we have a very weak pilot.
Who is the pilot, sir?
You know the pilot of your country.
Okay, you mean President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Okay.
So let me tell you, everything this government have been saying, see, everything they have been saying right from the day they enter power are just fake. Let me tell you how APC operates. If you lie one lie, you need 100 lies to cover your lies. Tax reform, what happened? Fuel subsidy, what happened to it? Precious, if they say they were scam in 2013, don't you prefer that scam and be buying the bread you are buying 50 naira then than to what is happening now? What are the changes? Instead of the changes, things are getting worse. So what I'm saying,
So you don't believe that things are getting better?
Are you not living there? Are things getting better?
Do you not have family here? All right. So let's go back. Is that enough for the coalition now? The ADC is blaming President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he's the reason. Say now him be the reason we make Donald Trump no invite Nigeria among the US Africa trade talks where they get for White House. Say that because of him. Is that enough for the ADC to blame President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the exclusion of Nigeria in such conversation? Considering that Nigeria is supposed to be like the giants of Africa, even though we're no longer the first economy, we're still there around number 4. So is it not enough to call Nigeria where you have up to 4 countries invited? Shouldn't Nigeria be one of
Do
them?
you think you are not Nigeria as a country as it stands now is not relevant to any country? And I'll give you an example. Why has Donald Trump invited 5 African countries? Why was Nigeria excluded? They have nothing to offer.
So Nigeria does not have
They don't
anything to
have
offer.
assistance today. Nigeria has nothing to offer.
Okay. All right.
Do you
Okay.
have,
All right.
I want to
But
ask you, do you have middle class in Nigeria? What is the gap between the rich and the poor? And these people who are rich, how do they acquire their wealth?
okay. So moving forward, let's ask the Igbo youths now are saying that people who are doing coalition
No,
against
don't.
President
Please,
Bola Ahmed Tinubu,
please.
they
I'm
should.
a full-fledged Igbo man. Okay?
Eh.
So don't come with that.
So you're not part of the Igbo. Not be me right and
Let me
news
tell
again
you,
now.
you see, people has been talking on the media space. Why has Obi joined with Erofai? Why has Obi joined with Atiku? Why has Obi joined
Eh.
Miss with these people to form this? Let me
Eh.
tell you, in the
Eh.
country we are today, Obi alone cannot fight Nigeria disaster.
Mm.
So the,
But why is Tinubu alone
the
fighting it?
man knows,
Tinubu alone is fighting it.
see, please, the man knows what he is doing. And I'm
Okay.
telling you, anybody anybody can be paid in Nigeria. Nigeria has gotten to a point that just have money, you can do anything. And there will never be
Mm.
consequence in it.
Mm.
So that you are saying that Igbo man, let me tell you, I can tell you, if they want to conduct a free and fair election in the Southeast today, without no rigging, no killing, nothing, Tinubu cannot win one local government. I can beat my hand in my chest and tell you that. So anybody telling you Igbo youths are saying Igbos, please.
Okay. So let's leave that conversation. Let's speak on the coalition. What is the
Those things are
possibility
just
of
mere
the
propaganda.
eh. Okay, so make we speak. We cannot deny the fact that there are interests, like Dati Babanden said. Everybody gets interest. Chibike Rotimi said it by himself on the national television that he has interest to contest for presidency under the coalition, and that he also said that he wants the ticket to go to the south because the North had their fair share. So wait, and then Atiku Abubakar may not have the time because if he had to wait till 2031, what is the possibility that there won't be fight and quarrel over the coalition ticket? People are already saying that
If
Atiku
the
Abubakar is already
agreement
consulted.
if they respect the agreement, they will not be fight.
What is the possibility that they will respect that agreement? That's why I have you here.
See,
What is the possibility
see,
that they will respect the
that is
agreement?
why we are human beings. But let me tell you, there are I'm telling you that plan Bs are there. Nobody,
Plan B is for just individuals or plan B for the entire coalition?
this coalition is made of different camps. I hope you understand that.
Ahead now what
Before,
to make it the coalition
before,
as well as
before
different camps
each
coming
camp
together?
will be able
I'm
to come
worried.
and agree unanimously to adopt that, don't you think that there have been a very intensive discussion?
Mm.
So
Okay.
in this time,
So
anybody now who feel he wants to play smart, Nigerian with this. But what I'm saying is that you need some egg to fight the egg. Let me tell you, I'm an Igbo man. Obi, let me tell you, if what Erofai or Atiko, if what Erofai has been doing, that Obi has been doing what has done 3/4 of what Erofai has done, Obi should have been arrested long time ago. Do you know that?
I don't know. You're
And I'm
telling me.
telling you now.
Thank you. So then why is Obi working with
If
him?
what is going
That's all we would say.
on in the north now, he's been done by a southeastern person, that person should have been in the prison now. That is the fact.
So why should he work with somebody who perhaps has a questionable character or we don't do something we know they proud of? Why ain't go work with the person? That's my question way a lot of
Let me
people
tell
will
you,
ask.
the way our politics is, it's just like I keep telling some people, I said, if you feel that in 2027 we just fold our hands and say, yeah, we are going to hold these people by their waist, we are wasting our time. Because as far as Tinubu and Wike is concerned, there is nothing like election. But it will shock them.
That's an accusation anyway. But then, what do you think the possibility? Let's speak on the candidacy of Peter Obi, for instance. I sense that perhaps that may be your candidate, or is it Chibuike Amici? What do you think about either of them from the south getting the ticket?
Oh, God. Nigerians will decide who they want.
Okay, you don't have a preference, personal
No,
preference.
because all of us are working together.
Okay,
Nigerians
all
will
right.
come. If the agreement is respected, they will decide who they want. It's not by
Okay,
blackmailing. It's not by coming to channels television to bully people or pay media houses. It's not by that.
now go ahead. Since you did not pay me, at least not yet, because any other person after election who wants to come here to talk on, I go begin pay me. It be like say I go turn the new channels and Arise
Yeah.
Television now. So I see that you've been itching to jumping on Nyesom Wike's, the Minister of FCT Nyesom Wike's interview on Channels Television and all that. Let me take your reaction on that. What about that interview irks you the most? What about it makes you uncomfortable?
You see, sometimes when I see the characters, this is Wike. I think he told you that it's only one person that can be a minister in a state, right? What
Yes.
is he today?
Him be the one person now.
Okay.
You not see like
No,
that.
he told you he cannot be a minister, that is only one person that can be a minister in a state, right?
But he said he didn't say that. He said that on Friday that he didn't really
Under
say he
any
won't be a
influence.
minister. What do you know about influence? Spiritual influence?
Okay.
I don't understand.
Secondly, did he tell you that he can never work for APC?
And not make me play all this evidence. So,
Yeah.
he been talk something like that.
Okay.
Say how can you
What
move
is
from
he doing
malaria
today?
to? Eh,
Oh no, what is he doing today?
eh.
Who did he tell you that he was the hero of 2023 election?
What does that
Did he
matter?
tell you? Did he not tell you that Obi did not conduct a local government election?
He said so
Fine.
too.
Now I want you to Google. Just take your Google ESO Wiki and Google Obi, and let us see who has a resume. It's not by hijacking on the street. And that
Okay.
is what I told some people. And I will say,
Remember saying a former governor of a state, just like Peter being a former governor. Two of them they be governors. So.
it's not been. We are talking of resume here. Please, we are talking of resume. It's not by.
Yes,
It's
so
not
we
by
you know saying
buying.
a body of
It's
venture. You know saying a lawyer. You know saying a lawyer.
lawyer.
Not be moi to the body of bench.
What is the name of his chamber? No, what is the name of Wike's chamber?
Now that one you ask me now. Why did you go ask me questions? I'm not supposed to ask the question.
No, how many?
So again, as I said, what problem do you have with that interview he had?
I don't have,
because I
don't have problem with him, but I as a person doesn't believe, even me who is a common man, cannot come on the public space to display what he has displayed that day. And let me tell you.
What was that display?
Let me tell you.
What was that display?
See, let me tell you. I can tell you categorically that if Amechi goes now and say, Wike, I'm going to lick your feet. I'm going to work for you. In fact, you are our leader. You are going to see that he's going to come back to channel television and turn that thing upside down, what he has said. Do you remember do you remember that this same Wike told us that Magnus Abe is a half Rivers man? Is there in internet space? Today he's dealing with a half Rivers man. No.
Okay.
No, sometimes I begin to wonder. Let me tell you, and that is why I keep telling people that, and I keep preaching to Rivers people that please, a time has come why you guys need to stand up against this man. He's just disgracing your state. You are from that state. Yes.
I never knew. I never knew I was from the state, though. Thank you for reminding me. So, Mr. Benjamin, you've spoken. You've said, but you haven't pinpointed exactly anything or anything he said that you have a problem with, or there's a bone of contention. You just the rigmarole. You never really tell us waiting in talk where they wrong. Will be the problem where you get with that interview. I'm waiting for you to point out something you haven't pointed out, but that's okay if we can't go. Okay. You also mentioned Daniel Bwala. Do you want to go ahead with anything you want?
Wait.
Go ahead.
He told us in that interview that Dele Momodu was never his friend, right? Who is lying now?
I don't know. I'm not their friend. I'm not a mutual friend, so I can't help.
He told us in that interview that his father has different companies. These
has been manager of. He didn't say. He said manager of different companies.
But did he mention name of those companies to you? Remember that in that same your another statesman in that your state told us that his father disowned him. That his father he was. Now this is somebody who he told us in that interview that Amechi lacks character, right?
Okay. It's up to Amechi to prove that he has character.
That Amechi lacks character. But I can tell you, I'm not covering for Amechi or anybody, but I can tell you that this is a man who prostrated before Amechi just to get what he wants.
All right, so enough. You've already handled that. Let's move on to other issues. Back to the coalition. I hear that ADC delegates are. Sorry, this message here by Kolata. Interestingly, says that APC delegates are the one that is going to decide for Nigerians. Can you at least educate the public? For instance, when they go eventually decide
let me tell you
for the primary, now delegates. So how do we do the selection of the delegates? How will Nigerians be carried along?
We rescue Nigeria when people are honest to themselves in that ADC.
Yeah. And what's the guarantee that they will be honest to themselves?
Let them keep to the written agreement.
What is the guarantee that they will keep to the written agreement?
So, and that is why.
All right, Mr. Benjamin, I'd like to say a big thank you to you so that I can move on to other conversations. Go ahead.
And that is why we say we have so many. We have so many second options on ground.
Okay.
And as the day goes, this coalition will be, so many things is going to unfold as the day goes.
Okay. All right. Any other thing you want to say, your parting shot before I let you go so that I can move on to other issues? I get plenty matter what I want to talk of so that I'm not going to keep you waiting.
You get? So thank you for
Yeah.
having me. All I'm encouraging Nigerians to do is that, can we say enough of this nonsense? And how can we say enough of this nonsense? Let me tell you, Precious, when you get to our embassy now, every embassy is full up. And let me tell you, even if we are running, no matter anything, that place we think we are going to, we still remain stranger there.
You're right.
Precious, I was opportune to have 3 families who were doing very well in Nigeria, who came here and they became an Uber driver, and we were talking. He had a gate man in the country, living very well. But let me tell you, he sold everything he had, thinking that life is all of a bed of roses here. But I can tell you, whatever he had, he came here, nothing is still left in his account. He had nothing to do to go back to start driving Uber. That is what these people has reduced our generation into.
Thank you. Thank you so
We
much, Mr.
have no
Benjamin.
integrity again in the eyes of the world because everybody is
Thank you.
running. So what I am begging and what I'm saying is that don't allow these men to use you. The day these men realize that Nigerians have stand up to their feet, I am telling you, they will sit up.
Awesome. Great one. Thank you.
Let me tell you, do you know why Wike feel he cannot respect anybody now? Because he believes that he can share money to anybody, that Nigerians are very hard to resist corruption. He knows that his money speaks for him, but where did he get that money from? Is my money, is your money.
All right, Mr. Benjamin, I'd like to say a big thank you to you. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a pleasure having you. I have all the stories, tons of other stories to attend to. I appreciate you. I hope that you come next time when I invite you to.
You know.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Benjamin.
So please, let every man and women stand up to say, enough of these lies, enough of this criminality. Let us, that is our country.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
okay,
you.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
No, Benjamin, it's okay. We're done. We're done with this. Please. No. You've done more than 1 hour. I need to move on to other conversations.
Let me tell you something.
Please.
Some people who are were fortunate enough to get like a naturalized citizenship, for instance. But do you know that some government have come now to say, you were not born here, this is not your home. We will take that thing from you. But
so that means
it's no guarantee. Even that place we are running to is no guarantee. Do you know the only place that is guarantee for us? Nigeria. I rest my case.
Thank you. That's a good place. That's a good place to anchor. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Do enjoy the rest of your day, Mr. Benjamin. Thank you so much. All right, Nigerians, let's move on to other conversations. So, I've been one play on a part of those things where Ireti Kingibe talk because she talked plenty things concerning Wike. As a matter of fact, Wike Aid now don't come answer her. But before I take Wike Aid responses, make I play you part of waiting she talk finish so that you will go listen to waiting.
Again, the person who filled it out originally is not here. What are we going to do after signature? And the young person said, Madam, you go next to the High Court, they will forge it. I said, I beg your pardon. He said, they will forge it. I said, but forgery is against the law. He looked at me as if, what are you talking about? Against what law? Because he doesn't know it. So the National Orientation Agency should not be an agency for pussyfooting. It should be an agency that will go into the minds of the average Nigerians. The problem is not just leadership. The problem is also the people. I'm not blaming the leaders alone. At every opportunity, every Nigerian will try to break the law or cheat or do something bad because it has become the norm. So we need to fix that too. We need a president who can recognize that The National Orientation Agency is key to getting patriotic Nigerians and fixing the psyche of the average Nigerian. I can't be patriotic about a government that the average man feels, so what are you doing for me? I give myself water, I don't have hospital, I don't have this, I don't have that. So you have to find a way to get into his mind to make him understand that, yes, you don't have, but if you believe that you can, you will be the one to build this country that will be able to do these things. So there are certain key things that need to be done. They're not on board. Regular sit-downs between the minister and the representatives. So they table to him the issues of the people. And he looks into them. I have a whole file that I labeled FCT, Honorable FCT Minister, because those are things. If an area, a community tells me that their children get knocked down because they have to cross a 6-lane highway, they need a pedestrian crossing over there. Is the minister who's going to put it? I've tried to look at it, but the cost was prohibitive for me, the senator. There are some communities where you just need a certain amount of money to put pipes to connect from their community to the major water board, and several villages like in Gwagwalada will get water. There's so many like that. He can't know this place the way we do. Do you understand? Because he's not from here. And that is why there has to be synergy. Now, the last time I reached out to him, I even asked him, are you in your office? Let me come and see you. He said no. Okay? I told the Senate President that. And I laughed. I said, well, this is a problem you need to solve. And when the phone cut off, I called the Senate President. I said, I promise you, if this is not resolved, I will be so unruly. You are the one who gets the brunt of my unruliness, not Wike. I don't interact with him. I don't know him. And immediately the Senate President put us on a 3-way call and we resolved it. Now, that should not be the way it should be, firefighting. If there was more regular interaction between us, I would have tabled the issues. The guy from the Abuja South will table his. The one from Amak Buhari will table his. But there's nothing.
Is he meeting with them?
I doubt it, because they've spoken to me about it, that he has disregard for them too, that at least you don't have anything to do. They have tried more than I have. I do not like cheek and disrespect.
Are you all supposed to be carried along in the budgeting process of the FCT?
Of course. And usually, of course not. Of course not. I don't even want to go into this particular budget. The previous one was passed without my knowledge, and it will not be.
This is part of the conversation that Ireti Kingibe, Senator Ireti Kingibe, had with Channel Television today, and will lead to the response where APC Nyesom Wike guy use respond to her and call her all, some names naturally. But I would like Miko also speak more on the details of the thing we should talk. Now, if you remember, say Ireti Kingibe and Nyesom Wike don't they get issues. They get loggerheads. According to her, because the FCT no get a state governor, right? Most times, now the senator will be in charge of the FCT. Nine they work hand in hand with the minister to find out the needs of the people, so that the minister and the FCT minister and the senator go fit, liaise on how they go fit use administer better good governance to the people of FCT. But since we say we keep coming, now either one problem or the other. You heard when she said that at some point that she had to report to Akpabio. Akpabio had to put them on a 3-way conversation because Wike will not pick her call. In fact, say if they talk, say Wike go tell us who is that. If people talk, say she's trying to reach you and all that. Why Wike treats her with disdain, we do not know. But I would like me to hear more of her complaints inside that conversation.
More than I have. I do not like cheek and disrespect.
Are you all supposed to be carried along in the budgeting process of the FCT?
Of course. And usually, of course not. Of course not. I don't even want to go into this particular budget. The previous one was passed without my knowledge. And it will not be unfair to say that I asked for that budget. It took almost 6 months to a year for me to be given a document that has already been passed. So it doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, as I told the people, and I stopped complaining because they all started thinking that, oh, Senator Ireti Kingibe is looking for something. There's nothing Senator Ireti Kingibe wants or has not achieved at the age of 71. My children are grown. I'm not looking for school fees. I'm not looking for house. I live in Maitama, which is prime real estate. I've lived here for the last 25, 30 years. There's nothing. But I became a senator to give back to the people. It cannot work when half of the main player of the team has disregard for the people, because I see it that way. Otherwise, why will you not pay salaries? Why not? It's as basic as it gets. And there are so many places where when I put boreholes in certain places, this 21st century, we shouldn't be putting boreholes and the people are applauding us over boreholes in the capital. Children, fine, the children have been out of school, but for 4-5 months. Granted, it's not the minister who's supposed to pay. But the local government chairmen have all behaved the way they wanted, because in the past, between the representatives that in the National Assembly and the minister, they could call the local government chairman to order. Now, everybody is a warlord. Do you understand? So, and at the end of the day, yes, I do commend him for the things he's done. But if I say that a lot of the people, when you're starving, you don't care whether the road is good, your children can't go to school, I can go on a whole litany of problems.
So in areas like education, healthcare,
agriculture, 5 of the local governments out of the 6 are agrarian. Even in this budget that I commended and said, okay, fine, paper technically is a decent budget. But you and I need to sit down and talk about the areas I feel more effort should be put in. Like, I think there should have been more money in healthcare, more money in education, more money in agriculture. Of course, being the person that he is, I gave a concession by not denigrating, speaking about the details of the budget at the recorded budget hearing. Do you think he cared after that? Even when I called him, do you think that he bothered to say, okay, Senator, what are those issues? Let us table them. Of course not.
Do you have issues with the budget?
Yes, I've just told you what the issues I have are. Generally, it's a good budget, but there should have been more money in agriculture. There should be more money, because there are some monies that are not specified, that we can specify. But no, after that, please, who is she? And you know, what upsets me the most is that the people of the FCT, ab initio, did not have anything against Senator Tinubu. We always respect the presidents because they are our de facto senator. But
okay, so that's part of the conversation. Perhaps we'll play a bit towards the end of the conversation. But it's important to know that Wike's aide don't respond to her. And in the response, he accused her a lot of things, including a relationship with boyfriend, no boyfriend, and all of it. It's really annoying. In fact, part of what he said, he says that it is shocking and surprising that as it is today, that we know that many of Ireti Kingibe's aides have resigned because of unpaid salaries and immoral acts. Perhaps she's abusing them in one way or the other. One of her aides even resigned over an alleged immoral relationship involving her boyfriend. That is, Ireti Kingibe having an immoral relationship with her aide's boyfriend. I don't know. Now, he went further to question her integrity and demand explanation regarding alleged misuse of funds. Senator Kingibe should tell the FCT, people of FCT, what she did with the envelope of 3 billion naira she received last year. She should also explain how many constituency projects contracts she has done between 15 to 20% of that value. He also mentioned a lot of other things, but before then, make us still play the remaining. So, you know, it is surprising to hear this kind of bombastic accusations. Make her go play the remaining one of what she said,
but
so that we'll get back to what his
after
response
that,
is.
please, who is she? And you know, what upsets me the most is that the people of the FCT, ab initio, did not have anything against Senator Tinubu. We always respect the presidents because they are our de facto senator. But we've, in the hearts and minds of the people of FCT, I'm sorry, the Honorable Minister has demarketed the president so much here. People's lands are taken, and without any, I don't know, due process. Even let's look at this ground rent. I made them go and buy me the papers, all of them. Even the amount that was paid to put all those things in the paper has taken out a huge chunk of the ground rent that you are trying to collect. And he's not the first minister FCT has had in the past. And it's not his fault. It started with the previous minister. I was hoping that when he came, we would sit down and say, okay, this has been a lapse, this has been a lapse, this has been a lapse. You can fix it by doing ABCD. You understand? But of course not. You expect every resident of Abuja to go and stand in line in agri-ages to collect their bill? When has that ever happened? It's not global best practices. I have also written a very decent letter. I can give you, make the copy of it public. I just don't do that. Telling him that these are the issues. You cannot suspend it. Let's do work out a proper framework. Of course, he will not respond. So the people of FCT should tell me how Senator Kingibe, who does not have a budget for all the things, they go to hospital, no drugs, they do this, how is she supposed to do it when the person who's holding the money does not want to hear what they need?
All right. So moving on, that's the conversation. So it's very heartbreaking to see some of the responses. So he went ahead to accuse her of that, having immoral act with her aides and saying that she would not use Wike to revive her dead political career. But I like to state categorically, or to state according to reports here, that I don't understand how one can accuse a married woman of such an act. I don't know how we have, reduced ourselves to this level where we have to start joining issues like, because from the last research, Ireti Kingibe is married to Babagana Kingibe. And to accuse a married woman of having, waiting a talk, waiting be the word, so that I don't use a word that, he didn't use, of having, of her staff resigning because she's having immoral acts with her staff's boyfriend. That is really very heavy. And then a lot of people don't come to talk. So why EBC, since this APC administration, anytime where EBC person point a finger at one thing where one person they do wrong, instead of respond with facts, the next thing that would follow is an accusation. Is that how we have, reduced Nigeria and Nigerian politics to? Because Wiki had a right of response, for instance, on Channels Television about the accusation by Rotimi Chibike Amici and all that. Instead of to come with facts, what did we end up doing? Abusing and insulting the character of people. We can go on and on with all of this. So how do we now? The reason I have to bring this to the fore is so that we begin to look for ways to question our leaders to do the right thing, to answer us correctly. You get a problem, may them give you answer on what the problem be, and not to speak or insult each other personality and their character. I don't even know why we should be towing towards this line. I don't know why we should bring personal lifestyles if that's anything to go by. Tomorrow now, lawsuits fee file. If not the person will get relationship with court. I don't know if you can show empirical evidence that somebody had immoral acts with somebody else. I don't know why we do not have respect for each other again. I don't even want to speak about being an elder because we talk so we disagree respect our elders for Africa. So whatever happened to Wike's age, respecting Ireti Kingibe, who is over 70 years old. She stated it here that she's 71 years old. That is, this woman senior the Wike will be your boss. Add 20, almost 20 years when you age. Senior, you join. And then you respond to her like that. I don't understand why we have to reduce our politics to this in Nigeria. And it's so painful and hurtful. And I just say, make I bring this conversation up. Make we even talk about her. Yes, she had an interview where she said this. And if she had a problem with the, what is it called now? I think it is just a responsibility with Wike's attitude. I think it's a responsibility of the aide. I didn't say Wike should respond, of the aide responding with facts. Did he did she at any point try to have an audience with Wike in matters affecting FCT? Did he not respond or did he respond? Has he made himself available to discussing matters about the FCT welfare with her or not? These are issues that the people of the FCT will want to know. And not whether or not she's sleeping with her aide's boyfriend. Nigeria matataya meal because it's really very silly for us to be discussing things, somehow. because we have to deal with politics. So I thought to bring that to the fore. But then let's move on very quickly, very, very quickly, because I have other issues that I have to look at. I've told you guys that already that the Nigerian government don't talk, say, age 16. I believe basic age now when they don't line up for the age where we say they go use gets enter admission. So if you want enter admission into Nigerian universities, age 16 years old or nothing, now you could be. Then Senator Natasha yesterday responded to why or not she would be resuming work today. And if you do recall, there were videos making around earlier today how there was tight security around National Assembly because of our resumption. And when that video was posted, they post and say, security don't did beefed up for National Assembly ahead of Natasha Akpoti's Udwan's resumption. I don't know why that had to be that way anyway. But while speaking yesterday on her resumption, she had quite a few things to say. Let's take a listen to the things that she said about her resumption. Perhaps why she did very well.
Anyway, of course, definitely, it's entertaining and it's LOL's lessons of life, I would say. Now, they said the CTC you've not seen and jumped to conclusion that you're supposed to resume plenary session tomorrow.
Why don't we pass on that? As a matter of fact, we expect to have this CTC today, but that also will determine our next step in action. The statement I made that day of me resuming on Tuesday was right immediately after the pronouncement of the court that my suspension was unconstitutional and excessive, and that the people should not be deprived representation, that even though the Senate has the powers to punish members, but they should not punish the constituents alongside. So based on that, when my people came home to my house in Abuja, right from the courts, I did mention that, okay, with this victory, we look forward to going to work on Tuesday. But that being said, like I said, we anticipate the judgment, the written judgment, the certified trade copy, and that will determine the next step. But I'm very positive. But again, like I said, irrespective of me being under suspension, it never hindered me from working. I worked every day. I followed up on a lot of projects every day. Still spoke to ministers. I still followed up with agencies on many projects, so my people will not lose out of the 2025 budget, and that's what you've been saying. Just last week, this school we went to, the Barrister College, we lit the entire premises with the solar street lights. Yesterday, you saw us have the groundbreaking ceremony for 2 smart markets in 2 local governments, 80 shops in each, with abattoir and other interesting facilities that ordinary markets should have, like water, toilets, electricity, and plugs in each shops. Again, the bigger part of today was when we visited the same school at Barrister Memorial College, a public secondary school, one of the first in the country, to distribute 700 laptops and 700 computers to each child, and that's a big milestone in digitalizing learning. So I'm so proud that my office, the office of the Senator of Kogi Central, was able to deploy energy, network, I would say, and goodwill to bring this to our people. So at the end of the day, I don't think my people have lost anything, even though I know that I do have a number of bills, I do have a number of motions that I cannot pass on the outside. I need to be in there to work and proceed on my numerous bills and motions. But as much as representing the people's concerns in budgetary matters, I think I'm doing quite well.
I'll come back to that budgetary matters and the bill, of course. The final question, do you still, with that judgment, do you still have confidence in Nigerian judiciary?
Of course I do have. And the judiciary, like every other institution, is not perfect. It's not, we can't even say we're among the top most perfect in the world. But there is a huge room for development, improvement. But so far, even for me to be a senator today is still out of the goodwill of the judiciary. You know, I went through courts, the tribunal and all that to emerge 6 months after my colleagues had resumed. So with the recent judgments, mind you, we had 2 other judgments, 2 other cases of the federal government against me, which a number of people anticipated I'll be, locked up at the Suleja prisons. But unfortunately, one of it had me granted bail of 50 million and a surety, and the other granted me bail on self-recognition because I've never been charged with any criminal offense in the past. No, and the matter isn't one of embezzlement or of one of murder or drugs, any of these heinous offenses, So I've been a good citizen with good character, and I trust that in the future considerations of the many sessions we'll have in the courts, this will be borne in the minds of the judges. I do have hope that our judiciary is being fair to a large extent now, but again, like I said, there's room for improvement.
Okay, finally, my final question is, do you
Okay, so this is what she had to say. This now, waiting Natasha put it on and talked yesterday when she gets to respond to questions about whether or not she will come back to work, and she also talked a lot of other issues, addressing the things in which she don't go through. But what one thing we did very interesting for waiting she talk that the fact say even though say she did suspended, she's still working. I mean, I showed you footage of where her people be the healer yesterday, where she go flag off those projects and which they talk about right now for inside this video where she works. So if she can be working even while she's suspended, and remember, she wasn't just suspended, her salaries were also stopped, her entitlement and other things were stopped. So how she used get money, which she continue to use the work, and how come on her senators and House of Rep members now they continue to dey give on her work? If it be say she still they work even with her suspension, and that is why it is important to have this conversation. And then again, the Senate, they talk say they never get this the certified true copy of the judgment yet, and we don't know what their reaction will be when they eventually have it. Now, here is a lot, the remaining part of what she had to say concerning that judgment. Take a listen.
finally, my final question is, do you think your pending bills in the Senate will be approved before? Because you have less than 2
I
years
have to be there. You see, the bills are personal. They are sponsored by me, like especially the Gold Reserve Bill, which is so critical. The Gold Reserve Bill is so critical because that bill alone can transform our nation's economy. We keep losing so much revenue and so many jobs when we do not have accountability from data to the seismic report and what we're able to extract for the benefit of our country and people. We lose so much revenue from gold and many other industries. And I was hoping that by now I would have finished up with the gold bill and moved on to others, like putting legislations for lithium, rare earth minerals, and many other minerals that Nigeria has in abundant quantity, but we do not generate revenue from. So, but these bills are bills that are personal to me, and I can't just transfer them to someone else to do. Probably other senators have their own bills that are of concern to themselves and their constituents. So, but whatever happens, still very hopeful that I will resume to complete and continue my legislative duties, because you see, in as much as I am the senator from Kogi Central, I am the senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which means my constituency as well is the entire nation, especially with regards to the bills, like the gold bill. It's not going to be of benefit to Kogi Central alone, even though we have a lot of gold reserves in Kogi Central, but the entire nation will benefit. So the National Assembly should know that by denying me stay in the chambers and participation in the chambers is denying not just Kogi Central indigenes, but Nigerian women, of which we have only right now 3 female senators out of 108. So we are denying Nigerian women, we're denying Nigerian children, because every woman, every female senator by default advocates for children. You understand? And again, and by large, the many Nigerians whose ideals resonates with me and whose concerns I'm able to project through my bills and motions.
Do you still believe in the leadership of the Senate under Akpabio? Will you still believe in that?
Can we pass on that?
Sorry, I'm using it for a program tonight, so I just
Can we pass on that? Let me just say this. Let me just say this.
She knows what to say.
I believe, like this, I'm a first-time senator, right? But the feelers I have gotten from legislators who have been in the National Assembly, in the assemblies before this, they have credited better times in the past. So I would say that, again, there's room for growth and there's room for respect. When I say respect, on all fronts of the rules of the Senate, of respect for colleagues, and just generally. So I think if that is deployed, then we could have a healthier and safer space for every senator to operate and function in. Let me say, there's room for progress, there's room for improvement.
Thank you very much.
Going forward.
All right, so that's how we're going to get it. And then earlier today, for an interview for Arise Television, somebody had something to say about her and what the Senate should do to her. I would like to make on watch it in the person get.
I heard her yesterday when she said she's going to wait for the document to resume with the document. But I'm calling on the Nigerian Senate. Man up. Forget about these theatrics. These things are they are not the things that Nigerians want to see. As of yesterday, I was reading a poll that was conducted by API, and they said 82% of Nigerians do not have confidence in the Nigerian Senate. Now, their star girl, the person that is supposed to be their number 9 striker, is the one that they are attacking. Is because, look, I want to take time to just give you a bit of the things that I've seen.
We do not have the luxury of the time, I'm afraid, Mr. Sado.
Because, you know, in the midst of all of these things that are going on, yes, Senator Natasha is still touching the lives of the people. So she has become a source of inspiration to many young people. So Senate should have been worshiping her to say, you are our star girl.
Worshiping, that's a pretty strong word.
Okay, so on I don't hear that's not the opinion of this man, and waiting didn't get to talk concerning Natasha case. Waiting be your thoughts, waiting be your reaction, and waiting in talk. I would like to take on our calls and reaction right away. My phone line's been done divorce, sorry. But before I continue with on our calls right on, I know there are other issues to talk about. I tell you, say Niger Delta women, Rivers APC women, don't tell Wike say it be like say you don't understand something. There's a mistake in that thing you said about 4 billion naira payment to Judith Amici. And that claim you made, there's a mistake there, right? But I mean, let's forget about the other content. We don't break down some of those headlines well and good enough. So let's get straight to taking your calls and reactions. Phone lines are open. Make we begin to take your thoughts and reactions. As your calls and reactions they come, make a let and I know say. And I remember, I say Soludo said something today. The Anambra State Governor, he said something today. So phone lines are open. Join the link. Click on the link and join the studio. The link within inside the comment section, the pinned comment. You go join the studio, or better still, you call us for 0817-029-4077. That now WhatsApp number. Just call us for that WhatsApp number, and the number could bring you, could pick your call immediately. So, moving on with security issues, very important that we address this. So, the Anambra State Governor Chukwu Masoludo has said, Professor, please, has said most of the kidnappers arrested in the state are Igbo. In the state, most of them are Igbo. Now, Mr. Soludo stated this during a town hall meeting with the Anambra State diaspora community in the United States of America on Monday. Now, he dismissed claims that Fulani herdsmen were behind kidnapping in the state. He said not be Fulani herdsmen. He said not be them at all. He said, I have been in the office for 3 years and 3 months. If we have arrested 100 criminals, kidnappers, and so forth, 99.99% of them are Igbo youths. The governor added, Igbos are the ones kidnapping Igbo people. That is, saying that Igbos, they kidnap their fellow Igbo people. They are the ones killing Igbo people. All these camps are Igbo youths. And by the way, because I came with the same false narrative, the false narrative they gave us is, the Fulanis, they're invading our people and they are now everywhere. They are waiting for a whistle to be blown and they will take over. Mr. Soludo, who linked kidnapping to other fraudulent activities such as Yahoo Yahoo, maintains that Igbo youths were deceived to get into forest to engage in kidnapping for ransom and other forms of criminal activities. Quoting him, he says, that's part of the lies that were put in propaganda that led to Igbo youth that led our Igbo youths to enter bushes and forests. They are into kidnapping because it is the next lucrative business after Yahoo Yahoo and drugs. After drugs and Yahoo Yahoo, the next thing you find is kidnapping. So therefore, that means kidnapping don't become another agency, parastatal and ministry for inside Nigeria, where they're very lucrative. And that is why Igbo youths are now engaged in kidnapping. Again, he mentioned that it not get anything to do with any Fulani people, saying that Igbo youths, that then they commit all these atrocities. Now, Soludo's disclosure, okay, so he said, the next thing, okay, he said, so his disclosure, of course, came across days after some yet to be identified gunmen invaded Ogboji a community in the Orumba South local government area of Anambra State, killing over 13 people allegedly from Ebonyi State. That's Ebonyi incident. Now, the Anambra State government blamed the attack on internal squabbles within the Ebonyi Association, adding that it was not targeted at any particular state or ethnic group. Governor Francis Winfrey of Ebonyi State vowed to seek justice for the murderers of the victims. For the murder rather of the victims, right? So okay, so that not the matter. Now make I play you the footage when you talk, and then I have something to say about this. But let's
factual. I've been in office for three years and 3 months. Okay, if we have arrested 100 criminals, non-mafia, kidnappers, and so on and so forth, 99.99% of them will Mwaki Igbo. Did you hear me right? Yeah. I said 99.99% of them will Mwaki Igbo. So these things are made because that was part of the lie that was put in propaganda.
All right, so you heard that, and this is really very hard and painful and shameful. It's very difficult. Now, although some people they also train some footages where been done leak out for the states when they see some kidnappers where not be from Igbo extraction. So they ask them, say, okay, these ones too, then be Igbo youths, but maybe this one are just that 0.1%. Nine be the thing. But let's take that footage so that you understand what I'm saying.
Musa who?
Musa.
Who?
Musa.
Musa who?
Musa.
What's your father's name?
Okay, Ibrahim.
Okay, your father's name is Ibrahim. Musa Ibrahim. Where are you from?
Oka.
Oka. What do you call you can do? Kidnapping. Now you kidnap people. From what is your name? What did they work for here? Babu English ko?
Bering Tambeka. Me apalu mun kamaka. Me apalu mun kamaka. What you have will catch you. What you do?
Mundaone muda bokana mun kama.
Kana wuka ina magana kana magana banza.
What is your name?
Musa.
Musa. Musa who?
Musa.
Who?
Musa.
Musa who?
Musa.
What's your father's name?
Okay, Ibrahim.
Okay, your father's name is Ibrahim. Musa Ibrahim. Where are you from?
Oka.
Oka. What do you call you can do? Kidnapping. Now you kidnap people from Bakoya.
I follow this man. I need to kidnap for this area.
Okay, now this one they do kidnap for this area.
My brother call me here.
Okay, now brother call you.
Die go run.
Okay, die go run.
That one,
the one where you name? The one where run? What you name of the one where run?
Mason now one day I was in house.
One day good.
Mason.
Sunanchi Ali.
Huh? Ali?
Yeah.
Okay, your brother name Ali. Don't wear on. We still have start this work.
How many time now? Which time I start this work? How many years now?
How many years? Okay, this one will catch you now. Now you don't do before.
Who be Oga? Who be Oga? Igoron.
That one will run.
Okay, that one will run. Maybe Oga.
We go on a top two now. Why did you lie? One day good.
Oga.
Who be Oga?
Oga, why they get gone? The day for Oka. Now in get Oga this boy. Why they do knife for here? Now in they get gone. Now in they do knife for this area. That Oga is there for Oka now.
What is the name of the man? What is your name?
Okay.
I don't know. As this my name, Bine Oka.
You don't want to tell me your name?
Umar.
What is your Oga name?
Umar.
Umar who?
One day go to Ali Sunanchi.
Ali?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I thought to bring our attention to this. Yes, this is not a recent interview, a recent video. It happened some time ago, but now within the administration of the governor, the Professor Soludo administration. So people they ask the question, say, this happened under your administration. Are they also Igbo youths? But that being said, that brings us back to our upbringing. Waiting be the things and waiting be those morals we're supposed to teach our children. We're supposed to make sure, say, they behave well. Where are we losing it right now? Some people they talk say, oh, now because of the way politicians they flash money, so it just they send all the wrong signals to youth. They feel saying that easy money, 9 day easy pass. But apart from that, if better upbringing play a good role. These things for they happen. I remember back in the days, you cannot come back with a pen that belongs to another person to your house. Your parents will just chase you out with that pen. He's going to give it back to the person. So waiting exactly what would it teach our children of today? When you go see a young man of 13, 14, 15 years old, he don't they think of how he go use go plus up. I mean, I waiting in the column so that he go begin make money. Waiting in heaven name where a small picking define to use go do internet fraud. What do you need the money for? These are questions we need to ask. This thing where we say Oga Soludo don't bring up now, it don't raise a lot of questions. And it is good that he brought this to the fore. Let me go straight to the phone line. Phone lines are open, please. Don't forget to start calling us. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Remind us your name and where you call from, sir.
Mr. Bakari from US.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me talk about the Soludo matter first.
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
You know, Yoruba say, thief we dey for house. Now they bring the thief we they come from outside.
Benny, true.
Yes, because already we cannot say everything is Fulani. The poverty is too much everywhere. And we used to research, they don't have work, nothing. And when people are saying you are ruling, you are governing people, and make sure the youth have something doing. On our days, we don't have all these things like this. We have opportunity. What is happening now? And they have money now, and they don't encourage the youth. So what are they thinking of? The youth will, the youth will come out and do whatever they want to do. That's for that. Now let me talk about Wike. Wike has to go to psychiatry. I'm sorry.
What's happened?
For checkup, it's a disgrace to Rivers. This man has problem. I'm telling you, spiritually, money people don't know. He has problem. Just using Buju, guy. He's using guy to cover up. If not that position that he is today, they could have seen what is happening to him. That's number one about him. Talking about our state there, that is Abuja. Why are you talking against the woman, not allow her to work with you? Because he knows very well that the woman knows what is going about, how they are doing things, because he has used to Rivers style of government. In Rivers, nobody probed him, nobody asked him how he spent money. No, the same style he brought to Abuja. And the president cannot say anything to him because the president knew very well that he was rigged to Rivers people to get him to that power there. And the president gave him the power as a landlord of Abuja. So he's right, he can do anything he likes. But nothing good of that does not come down. They are stand for everything. About the collusion, let me tell you, Peter Obi, they will not allow him to be the president of that coalition. And that is the reason why I said that time that somebody was trying to against what I said. I said, look, Obi, I am a Catholic. Let me tell you the truth. I'm a Yoruba man, but I love Obi. And you people, we all grew up together, right from my youth age in Lafayette education, Lafayette in Lagos Island. Now, the problem Obi is having now is under pressure. Look, like, I'm sorry to use your name, I'm not talking about you. Precious is not pressure. Now, what is happening? Look at what is happening with the, what do you call it? The party, the Labour Party. They've already ganged up against him, the Labour Party, Rabambi, this and that, all these things. Obi has no chance again with the Labour Party. They will not allow him much. They will sabotage him, and they've started already.
So that means there's no space for him at all in 2027. So he should just go and rest, Abi.
They will not let him to breathe.
So he should just go and rest, Abi.
Yeah, we can pray for PDP. I'm still saying it. If this PDP can get themselves in order, they should pity and look what is happening. They are only the person can rescue this power. I'm telling you, my sister, they are only the person, only the group that can rescue this party.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Now, that is that. Let us talk again about allowing woman, Natasha. Natasha knows what she's doing. Yeah, she told them Monday that she's going to Tuesday. But they don't know that she's playing politics on them. She wants to see their reaction.
So they played into her game, yeah? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
She will not go back there. She knows very well that she will not go.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the way Nigeria is going, let's pray for Nigeria.
Thank you, sir.
Let's pray for
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Good evening. Welcome. Sir?
Yeah. I want to say something about something about the children you were talking about just now. You see, the politicians have really destroyed that country. Because my last born is about 20 something, is about 21 years old. Do you know that? I was talking with him. He was telling me that I should bring him 20,000.
Wait, your son was telling you to give him 20,000. How old is he?
He's about
21,000. Sorry, 21 years.
Yeah.
So you should give him 20,000 to do what? Trillion. Where? Oh, Spanish. Okay. Okay.
So I said, so then if you look at that, and your government is making about 50 something trillion.
Yes, please.
And at the end of the day, when you check what you use that money for, discover that it was nothing. So I said, so you don't respect that in your money. But here we respect that money because when you talk about 1,000 euros, someone will look at you and you smile because they know that is money. But look at Nigeria when you talk about 1,000,
Thank you. Thank you. Please help me wrap up so that we can speak to others, sir. That's really very sad. Mm.
I was talking about UK. I think UK does not want being a governor. You see, if you look at what that Kingibe is saying, because this is what exactly what the president brought him to do in FCT, because you know that one up to pass mark for that place in the past election. And so the first 8 wickets, and that's exactly what Wicket is doing.
Thank you.
And if nobody thinks that Wicket is going to make any change, there's nothing like that, because he doesn't want it to have anything to do with that woman. We also see sometimes ago when Akpado was accusing the woman, when the woman was right there in the place where we are with their commission something or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they know what they are doing.
All right. Thank you.
If he go okay, he left with that woman, he discovered that woman is going to make a better impact of the people, and so he will not be able to manipulate them. And that's exactly what he's doing, because these are the Nigerian politics.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right. I get person for my backyard. Make a go look whether I go conference here. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Hello. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You're on the line. Good evening. Okay. Good evening. You want to talk, sir? All right. If you guys talk, I'm ready to talk. Good evening, sir. Can you hear us? Oh, all right. I don't know. Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Emmanuel Osayuwo. Mr. Emmanuel Osayuwo, I'm calling you. You're on the line now. Can you speak? Mr. Emmanuel? Okay. So looks like he doesn't want to talk. I don't understand. I don't know if it's the delay also. So he know the talk and this conversation. All right. So I've got tons of other calls to attend to. Let's see if we can do that very quickly. It's sad. Oh, by the way, there's a new development in Natasha's story as she's now made a U-turn on her resumption. So Natasha put it on. I don't talk. So she need to resume again. For now, let's take this call. Hello, good evening, and welcome.
Hello, Precious.
Yes, please.
Is it me or the man on the screen that is not speaking?
Oh, you're the one who's not speaking.
No, it's not me. I said whether it's me that you're talking to.
No, it's you. It's you I'm speaking with now.
Okay.
Yes.
Today is a comedian. Your studios. From the man that refused to go to.
You people will not leave. You people will not kill me in this work. In this work that you sent to me,
That's the good thing about listening to your listening, because it's so natural, it's so fun, so keep it up.
Oh, thank you. Stop it. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah. Two things I want to comment about on his Soludo's comments about 99.99% of the kidnappers and all those things happening in the East being just the East. Nigerians are beaten down. We all know that. We've all been beaten down. But the Igbos are double beaten down by their own leaders. Because when you see people that put their interest above the collective interest of people, that is what you get. I am from Nsukka precisely.
Okay.
In my own house, in my own village, I know what is happening there. There's nobody that have that courage to challenge Fulanis around us anymore. They can come to your compound, open your tank, fill with water, and allow their cows to, just play around with the water.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Okay. I can tell you my village, then you can make a call.
Give me a number of someone in your village I'd like to call. And I would like video evidence.
Video evidence?
Yes, I do.
They have, when it's happening. I'm telling you what happening.
When it's happening that are not challenging them, let them just video and send to me.
Okay.
I like.
Don't worry. Since I'm already a regular in your program, so I'm going to commission them
Okay.
to anytime, because it's not something that they have to say happens every moment.
I understand, of course.
So
yeah,
if you
and
want
it's not
that
timed, so you can't tell when it will happen. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to commission them to do is that whenever such a thing happens, let them take a video.
Please.
Do you understand?
Please.
And the one that nobody can now be looking for evidence is the one you saw where women from Ozowan were crying in the market.
Yes.
And the government did not say anything. And the government is the one diffusing it and saying it's not true, this and that. We all knew when Wine was the governor of Anambra State, there was an incident that he got there. The same Uzowani, and he couldn't help but start crying. That gave him the nickname of Crying Governor. It's not a hidden thing. He had an intel that it was going to happen. He commissioned all the security apparatus in the Tinubu state 14 days before it happened. And when it happened, he called everybody. They said they're waiting for order from Abuja. And when they finished, the people left, then the police now came. So Soludo was right. The ones they are catching are the people they want to present as the only people. I'm not saying that it was. We all know we have bad boys everywhere. We have people that either refuse to go to school and all those things that they become terror. They become terror to their villages. We know that. But for anybody, for any sane person to say that he's not aware of what is happening across Nigeria, not only in Igbo land, the only most annoying part of it is that only Igbo are the ones where their leaders will sell them for their own interest and tell you that it's not happening, so that they will curry favor from the other people. If I am down and you're down with me, we are crying together, there's no problem. It can happen to anybody. But when your own people who are supposed to be speaking for you are telling you that you are the problem, that is not the reason. You understand? That's where you have the problem. So that's by the way on that. So the point is that we keep on hoping that somebody someday that has the interest of the people will come. But for anybody to take this, I know that it's difficult for anybody to challenge him where he's saying this and saying it. But the truth is that Nigerians know the truth. Nigerians know the truth. And I hope one day we'll be liberated. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, Nigerians, I see your messages. I see your feedbacks. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you. The person in my backyard is not responding, so I have to let him go. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for being part of the show. It's always a pleasure to come here and bring you guys matter what they happen for Inside Nigeria. So now don't tell me I'm a minister of information without an office. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Tomorrow we go hard again and bringing up issues concerning our country, right? And let's continue to speak for the growth and development of our country. And as we're speaking, let's also be spreading the message so that people will learn to participate. Let them learn to participate. Make we not be passive people for inside waiting consign us. Every time do election, no, I don't like election. I don't like this. Is it not them? They've already decided the voters. They let them just be doing it. But the policies of them will be affecting your life. And you'll be here crying. Oh, things are hard, oh, or things are this. If you're not involved, how would you join in the decision that would better your life? We need to join in. No matter how much we think that, oh, things are decided ahead of time, we need to join in. Now, waiting I talk for 2023, when they say I may deceive them, may they go vote, and I don't see the thing will happen. But again, I'll say it because that's the only way out. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of us once more. My name is Precious. It is a pleasure to be with you guys. Let's continue to speak. And of course, I like to always end with saying that you should please protect your mental health. And I know say I love my life. That one, no contesting at all. Because I got you guys here, right? I love you guys badly. But please protect your mental health because Wahala made it finish. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Do enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night and God bless you.